always darkest before the dawn. So my first Black Tuesday party here was 4 years ago. I didn't go to the first couple of Black Tuesday parties. A, they were on a Tuesday. I'd already worked, 10, 12 hours that day. B, I had to come back to work on Wednesday and do the same thing. Quite honestly, also, at that time I was just doing the sour beer program, and I had a lot of responsibilities, with that, and showing up at the events for that, and really putting my efforts behind that. So I just, Black Tuesday, I just didn't have the time or the space. And then I went to one my third year here, and I learned that it's a quite different beer experience. So needless to say, I didn't drive home that night, so yeah.
It's Black Tuesday. It is beer. This takes me back to some nights I don't remember. It tastes like dried fruit, like figs and chocolate, like dark chocolate, like a really bitter dark chocolate. And like a roastiness, like the roast from the coffee, but not the coffee. So my first time encountering Black Tuesday was at a beer festival up in Mammoth Lakes. It was like a specialty pour, and I underestimated how strong this boy is, and it was a wild time. I mean, it was a beer festival, so it was probably going to be wild anyways. But I feel like this kind of kicked it up, and then the rain came out and started raining on all of us, and that was fun, and we were all just drunk and dancing in the rain. Oh yeah, it was a fun time. It was my whole family. It was like, I don't know if this is appropriate for YouTube video, but it was the first time my whole family, my parents got divorced when I was in middle school. It was the first time we all got drunk together as adults with my parents together. And it was pretty funny. My mom actually got a divorce because of that night.
2021 Black Tuesday. Oh God. No, not good. That seems like a good amount for a Thursday. Tuesday, it's definitely Tuesday. Okay. Oh man, that is so good. It's so rich, roasty, I don't know, like not as heavy as I feel like it should be. It's delicious. I think the first time I tried Black Tuesday was probably a couple years ago. It was just on a tasting. I think I happened to be at the tasting room one of my first times visiting, like right after it had released, so it was actually available, which was a nice, happy coincidence. But yeah, it was super good. I'm not usually a big stout person, but this one is an exception to the rule.
My name's Ryan DeStepheno. I've been here for 9 years. I work in the wood cellar. All right. Dark color, nice head. Smells like dark chocolate, very, very dark chocolate. It's been a while since I've had just straight Black Tuesday. With all the different variants we have, I forget what it tastes like. Dark chocolate, bitter, thick. I was in packaging the first one, so I was able to come out, try some of the Black Tuesday beers, and when they got several beers in me, had to go back to work. That's when I realized can't be having that much Black Tuesday when you're working.
Hi, my name is Paula. I am the Senior Manager of Accounting at the brewery, and I have worked here for 4 years now. Nutty, sweet, satisfying. The first time I tried Black Tuesday was the first week that I worked here, because the person who was the accounting manager back then took me for a tasting in the tasting room, and I remember thinking, this is so different from any other beer I've ever had, but in a good way, obviously. And it was obviously, like, for me, especially because I'm kind of a lightweight, so it was, a lot heavier, but not like to the point where I got drunk. So I remember it was the same, like, bourbon-y taste, and it was like this, like, silky feeling in your mouth. Like, it didn't taste like bubbly, and it didn't make me feel like bloated like other beers. So I liked it. Yes.
Boozy. I've had so much Black Tuesday since working here. Bourbon-y, roasty, chocolate, cocoa puff. Those are my descriptors. I like that. I just remember it being so hard to get when this was like, I don't know, 6 years ago. It was expensive and I couldn't find it. And I definitely have had my fair share of Black Tuesday before working here. Definitely one of those whales. But I actually, like my first time actually drinking Black Tuesday, I had gotten my hands on a bottle and I was like saving it for that special moment. And this isn't a fun story, this is kind of a sad story. But I held on to it for like the right occasion, but then unexpectedly my grandfather passed away, so I decided that was the perfect moment. I had my family around, so we whipped out my Black Tuesday and I gave everyone a pour, and everyone was like, holy shit, this is beer. I'm like, yeah, it's beer. It's a strong one. But that was like my first time having it on with my own bottle. And I definitely had it at some bottle shares that maybe I don't remember too well, but my first Black Tuesday was like special occasion with my family.
Oh, it's delicious. I gotta do the look at the brand like Jeremy does. I would say, oof, definitely getting. I mean, it's rich. It's a rich, complex beer. Definitely getting some bourbon notes in there. Almost a little bit of cherry too. A little bit of chocolate as well. That is delicious. I will tell the PG rated version of my story. So while I was familiar with Black Tuesday just by reputation, I actually didn't get the chance to fully dive into the full experience until the day before I started working with the brewery, which was an epic evening. So I started on back in February at the same time as a coworker, also from the Florida area, who I will not name. He flew into town. I flew into town. It was also Super Bowl Sunday, so we were ready to get after it. And Black Tuesday was definitely on the schedule of beers we were going to enjoy. I will not blame Black Tuesday for the way that things transpired that evening, and the Bucks won, so that's really all that matters. I will say that I showed up to my first day on the job at the brewery looking a little worse for wear, and it was noticed. It was definitely noticeable, but as soon as I explained that Black Tuesday was involved, I think it earned some respect from the coworkers that, you know, if that's what got you into that shape, you're doing good.
I'm gonna go with a little bit of bourbon, some roasty notes, and then nice dark chocolate, some characteristics to it. So, I have had Black Tuesday prior to working at the brewery. Knowing that the brewery is one of the flagship breweries to be making these boozier style stouts, I definitely had to get at one. But my first time having one, I was just above Malibu. We were camping for the night and broke it out, passed it around. All of us were kind of sipping out of the same bottle. Showed some of my friends who hadn't really experienced beer as much, and they loved it. A lot of them loved whiskey, and so it was a really cool thing to be able to give it to them because they hadn't experienced much except a Coors Light and other beers on the lighter side. So giving them this was definitely changed their mind of what beer was, but it hit right on the nose with the whiskey. So,
well, I'll tell you, brother, what I do here, I just fix the stuff. My name is Max. I am the maintenance technician here, and I've been here for 3 years now. Smooth, sweet, but not too sweet. A nice bite that comes along with that sweetness. So the first time I tried Black Tuesday, I saw it on the flight sheet, and the ABV number next to it was just so interesting to me because I had never seen anything that high before. So obviously I had to try it. Of course, I had a few other beers, and I worked my way up to that number. I think it was 19.7 the first time. It was, you know, a few years ago now, so we've built on that. But it was, I saw it and I thought, well, that's got to be the cap on this little flight here. So just the incredible strength yet smooth mouthfeel, smooth on the palate. it really just, it worked for me, you know. I am a big fan of whiskey, and the flavors that come through from the barrel aging process really helped to sell me on this one. You know, it's just so heavy on that, so much of that flavor coming through. Just hooked me for life.
Okay. So Black Tuesday 2021. Oak, chocolate. There's a lot of kind of caramelly notes to it this year. It's got like a burnt sugar sweetness to it. It's really nice. Had I heard of Black Tuesday before I started with the brewery? Definitely. I was actually, before I worked here, I was a member, and before that, just a customer. And I really,
Someday you'll be a customer.
someday I'll be promoted to customer again, but not today. So yeah, Black Tuesday, it was always kind of that mythical beast that you had to try. You know, at the time, it wasn't necessarily the highest ABV beer out there, but it was one of the highest, like, good ABV beers out there. And so, yeah, I definitely heard of it. And so my first kind of memory of this was visiting the tasting room around a Black Tuesday release. This must have been 2012 or so. And they not only had that year's Black Tuesday, but you could get like a flight of several of the previous beers. So I got to kind of taste how it changed through the years. You know, I remember really liking 2011 or 12, I think. It was super, super chocolatey, like almost chocolate syrup-like. And so it was really kind of fun to try various vintages of it, along with the fresh beer, and kind of taste, you know, the nuances and the changes that you get from purely a barrel aging project. There's no adjuncts or anything. All those flavors are just coming from how the beer's aged and how it's blended, and it was a really fun experience.
Wow, the nose on this Black Tuesday is absolutely phenomenal. But the taste is even better. Like right away, it's just like chocolate, boozy, roasty coffee. I remember before I worked at the brewery, sitting in my office at my last job at 9:45 in the morning on the day that Black Tuesday would release to make sure that I was online and logged into my account to guarantee that I was able to buy that bottle the time that it released. And then it was really, really fun, because then a few years later, here I am sitting here getting to talk about it as one of the people who has the extreme pleasure of helping brew it. And I remember within my first week of working at the brewery, we were brewing Black Tuesday. And so like within my first week, I got to actually help make Black Tuesday. And then my second beer that I brewed on our brew house was Black Tuesday. So it was just really kind of a fun moment to then say like, hey, here's a beer that, like, if I looked at it 10 years ago, I was doing everything I could to make sure that I was able to buy it. And now I get to come into work and actually help brew it, which is a great experience, but it's also a really fun memory to kind of see that memory come around.
Oh yeah, chocolate, caramel, and vanilla. It's awesome. Just it's warming too, but it's nice. Yeah. So for me, I always wanted to taste Black Tuesday, but I never had the opportunity to. I'd been looking for it. I didn't go to really great lengths, but did always want to try it. Didn't have the chance until I ended up working here. My first week here, my first couple days even, the brewery was packaging Chocolate Rain. So I got to, you know, be around the barrels. These barrels were already treated with nibs, so I didn't taste the straight Black Tuesday, but even just tasting Chocolate Rain was incredible. But yeah, you know, right after I started here, getting a tour of the barrel warehouse and tasting through Black Tuesday barrels was incredible. You know, coming from more of a straightforward brew pub type atmosphere, IPA, pale ale, and we made like a 5% stout, and coming and tasting something like this and just being blown away, like that this was possible and that you could make something 20% taste that good was really cool.
Bourbon, toffee. It's been a while since I've had Black Tuesday. Straight Black Tuesday. Sweet.
Okay.
Sweet.
Sweet. Okay.
The first bottle of Black Tuesday I opened, that I remember opening, would have been at it was during a Super Bowl game. It was not a particularly good Super Bowl because it was a blowout. That was the Broncos and Seahawks. don't remember what year that was, but that's the last time, or the first one that I remember actually opening, other than just having it at a tasting or something along those lines. But it was not the only thing we had that day, but definitely fell asleep before halftime and woke up in the third quarter.
Roasted marshmallow, both as one word and also as 2 words.
Oh, yeah, roasted marshmallow, but roasted
yes,
and marshmallow.
and roasted and marshmallow. And pecan. Not pecan.
I got almond.
Pecan. Pecan. 2014, first Black Tuesday party. I had been working for the brewery for about a week or 2 weeks. And they said, hey, we're gonna have a Black Tuesday party. You should come. I said, all right, hell yeah, why not? So I got my wife, Maria, said, hey, let's go to this Black Tuesday party. It's gonna be great. It's Tuesday night, what can go wrong? Also was working the 5 a.m. shift at the brewery. And yeah, we showed up, started tasting through all these beers. They were magical, to say the least. So all of the Black Tuesday variants had been packaged before I started. So like it was literally 2 weeks before the Black Tuesday event. So I had no real time to even try it before it was packaged. So I tried it that night, and luckily we were not living far. But it was a long night of variants and Black Tuesdays, and I'm not quite sure what happened at the end of the night, but I do remember waking up at 4:15 to get on my bicycle to bike to work, and that was brutal.
First 3 words. Ooh, that's one. Bourbon for sure. Today's Wednesday, right? Dang. This would be good yesterday for Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday is my other word. But for the beer, oh man, just richness and like a lot of wood. Could be all the barrels around me. Hey Keith. Oh man, yeah. Those are 3 words? I can't rhyme bourbon. Sam Durbin. Yeah, bold, rich, flavorful whiskey. Strong. My eyes are sweating. Probably a good memory of Black Tuesday. I think my friend Andy, who is probably still part of some of the societies, definitely turned me on to something like this. I never knew that, you know, these kinds of beers existed, and he's like, oh, I got Black Tuesday from 2010 or something. Cracked that open, tried it out, and it's like, oh man, this is intense. This is strong, this is different, this is unique. I never had anything like that before. I remember, yeah, it was like a wax dipped or something, like version of it. So he got really excited, he got me really excited about that, and yeah, it was just, yeah,
Did your
good
eyeballs
time.
sweat?
Oh man, yeah, crazy, yeah. I think it might be the lighting. That's why
It's the bright light.
yeah, but cheers, Andy, if you're watching this.